What's up, everybody? Ryan Adams here, Adams Group at Compass. And today it's episode 4 of Ryan and Real Estate. Let's do it. Why is the market so competitive for buyers right now, especially under $300,000? We have a lot of clients who are in the same boat and they're looking for homes under $300,000. Let me tell you why. Number one, the average price point in Houston, by the way, Houston's home appreciation grew almost 20% in the last year and a half since COVID. And so with that, the average sales price went from about $325 to now I think it's sitting around $375 in Houston. Just 5 years ago, it was like $275. It's grown about $100,000 in just 5 years. So with it being $375, the majority of clients that we get that are calling us are asking us for about $250,000 to $350,000 houses. The problem is that's the most affordable house that you can get on the market that is still decent, probably moderately upgraded in some cases. I mean, it all again depends on the neighborhood that you're in. So what is it taking for you to actually get a home in this price point of $250,000 to $350,000, which is by far the most where people are looking at? Well, one, some things that matter the most. Number one, how much money you're putting down. What does that actually mean? Well, you can put with a VA loan as little as 0% down, FHA loan 3.5% down, conventional loans 5% down, 10%, 20% down. But yeah, you can go as low as you can get a lender to give you the loan for, but that doesn't mean that that's going to help you. It may be helpful for you to own the home, but what's going to happen is that you are going to have compete against potential cash offers, potential people that are putting down more than 20%. And if you're only putting down 3%, people are putting even more than that 3%. So the amount you put down is extremely important. Secondly, how quickly you can close. Cash offer comes in, and when that comes in, that means that pretty much they're going to win if they're going to be at least close to your sales price or above your sales price. And there are a lot of investors inside of Houston and outside of Houston who are coming in and buying houses for cash to hold on to that real estate. And by the way, if you want to know if real estate market's ever going to crash here soon, that will be the answer. If investors are still buying and buying at premium prices, probably not going to crash here soon. So it depends on who your competition is against. Number three, so I said number two, how quickly you can close. Cash offers can close in like 2 weeks. Some people need that. Some sellers don't. So always ask the seller, what do you care about the most? And then try to start there first. There's things you can do like pay for the title policy for the seller, which is traditionally paid for by the seller. You can have a short option period. An option period is typically a time in which you do an inspection. Some people are actually waiving the option period and saying, we're not even going to do an inspection. We're going to take the house as it is. Let's just start underwriting immediately. But that's something that you can do. Another thing you can do, and this is something I would highly suggest. Number three, most important thing you do to beat out the competition is get a local lender. Currently, I'm with a client that's supposed to close literally a week and a half ago. The reason we didn't close is because a big bank lender who they got a great interest rate with is so overwhelmed with all the other loans that they're not really putting this person toward a priority. And then I try and call the lender to go, what's going on? And I have to go through 3 different chains of command to figure out, still haven't figured out. A week and a half later, we're supposed to close today. Now it's getting delayed again till tomorrow. And I'm not going to say what the big bank is. Maybe starts with a W, maybe starts with a C, but just so you know, using a local lender is, listing agents want that because they can go, hey, as a buyer's agent, when I'm representing you and we're trying to make offer house go, they want to know that the financing is going to go through. So how do I make sure that's going to happen? I say, hey, I'm going to have my local lender give you a call and tell you just how wonderful these people are, how qualified they are, and you can have their personal cell phone number if you have any questions. That brings security and peace of mind to the listing agent and to the seller, so they know when they're going under contract with you, because they don't want it to fall out. They know when they're going to contract with you, it's most likely going to get done. So guys, use a local lender. I've got some great local lenders that have extremely competitive rates that are going to probably match your Quicken Loans and your Rocket Mortgages and Wells Fargo and all that other stuff. They'll probably come very, very close, and when it comes down to it, it's worth it. The other thing that you can do, and this, I don't necessarily advise this to my clients, but if you have some cash, get your local real estate agent. Again, we hope you use us. You can potentially waive the appraisal. I don't like doing that, but what a waiving appraisal is basically when appraisal comes in and you got a sales price that you agreed on at $300,000, and let's say the appraisal comes in at $290,000. Well, they're not going to give you a loan based on $300,000 when the house isn't worth but $290,000. So usually what happens, the seller either has to drop their price to $290,000, which we're in a seller's market. They're not typically going to want to, or the buyer has to pay that additional amount. So you can do a appraisal waiver, which basically says whatever comes in, we'll pay the difference. And a lot of times your lenders can help you not have to bring cash out of pocket, depending on how much you're putting down. Or you can do a partial waiver, which says if it comes in at just below this amount, we're only liable for the amount between which we agreed on the sales price and that. So that's a couple things you can do. Of course, write a letter to the seller, let them know how in love you are with the home. Get your stuff ready so when you do see the home you want, you've got your pre-approval with a local lender, you've got your agent who's looking out for your back to find the best, and make sure your agent is calling the listing agent and having a conversation to build you up as a client. Again, this is what we do for our clients, but whoever you're working with, make sure that they are doing that. But the reason why there's so much competition is because all these things matter and all these things are taking place, and maybe the person you're competing with in an offer is willing to do something that you're just not. But the best way for you to figure out what you got to do, talk to a good real estate agent and let them know, hey, this is the price point I'm looking at. What's it going to take for me to get a house in this price point in the area in which I'm looking at? And we have the knowledge, my team has the knowledge, to be able to tell you, based on the area, here's what you're probably going to have to do. And then you can decide for yourself, is that something you're ready to do now? You want to wait and see if the market cools off, gamble a little, or let's set up a strategic plan to see how we can get this. Guys, we beat out offers all the time, so it is possible. And we beat out cash offers, which seems like the unattainable thing to do, but it is possible. That's it. Ryan in Real Estate, episode 4. We will see you next time. Thanks for talking.